Vuyelwa Makile from Eastern Cape Edutwa has got a message for you. Guys, she said, leave your comfort zone and start hustling. Hey guys, when it comes to Vuyelwa, who is from Eastern Cape, who was abandoned and at some point was depressed and all the stuff, but she picked herself and used that, all the things that happened in the past, as a motivation to start hustling. Then why are you not hustling? I'm gonna give you more about that. Are you interested? Please stick around. To those that will stick around, guys, if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Because to subscribe, it is free. To like the video, it is free. To comment in the comment section below, guys, it is free of charge. Now, without wasting much of your time, we really need to get into this one, because a lot of you have got all the excuses. I'm from home, rural areas. What am I going to do? You know, life is not fair for us. At least if I was in Joburg, at least if I was in Cape Town, at least if I was in Devon. But there you go. Somebody from Dutra has got something to do. Let's get into this one. Having walked in the street flat in search of opportunity, a foodie from Eastern Cape soon discovered that there are possibilities around every corner. You just have to get out there and find them. Wow. Eastern Cape foodie Vuyelwa Meki suffered a major losses as a child, but instead of lying down, she used it as a motivation to build a foundation to start her own business and make money. Makile is a proud owner of L&O Food and Braai, which caters for funerals, parties, birthdays, events, and meetings in her hometown, Duchwa, Eastern Cape. She says the following interesting things. My business requires my full attention, including preparing monthly lunchbox for children with 5 menus per week for various schools. I accomplish everything with time management and planning. Okay, Mikila says her menu depends on what her customers want. This includes traditional dishes like stamp, umvubo, pap, rice with vegetables and meat. New opportunities. According to Mickey, she used to receive praise for her cooking when she was a child, proving the nation that some people have a talent of craftsmanship from a young age. People will tell her she was a good cook. Now she uses this skill to make money. As Maggie sat at home with her newborn, she pondered ways to earn money, and Spaza Shop came to mind. She says she had saved money from her cosmetic business and used it to open a Spaza Shop. When Maggie started cooking, she knew someone who had a container, but after 2 months, it was taken back. However, it did not deter her from persevering, and she subsequently decided to find an apartment. Then she says the following. In 2020, I launched my cooking business, L&O Food and Braai, and I was also running my Spaza Shop. People will ask if I sell spinach, potatoes, onion. I considered it, checked out on vacant gardens, and started immediately. Wow. Okay. So her childhood, guys, was filled with losses. Maggie believed that her experience with loss has toughened her up for the culinary business. She lost her parent and twin brother in all 1 year. She was in grade 3 when tragedy struck, forcing her to move in with her paternal grandmother, Nomvile Meki. Transitioning from a small house into living with a large paternal family was not easy. Okay, the spirit of a hustler from Megile. Megila says that she didn't know that they were gathering a foster care grant until she was in grade 11. Wow. Sure. Since their financial situation was tight at home, she will look for a part-time job during school holidays so she could contribute to the household. She said the following. Wow. I hustled in Dutrois CBD at the beginning of 2014. Fortunately, I found part-time job as a menu promoter at Mpumalanga supermarket. I worked there for 2 years. In 2015, Maggie enrolled at King Sabata Dalinjebo Gazi campus in Mthatha, where she studied office administration. At the college, she began selling handbags, cosmetics, clothing to sustain her financial situation. Let's just got this to say about that. I had a child in 2020 and subsequently or consistently, my business failed due to lack of marketing. I had a chance to consider what will sustain me. So at the end of 2020, I opened a spaza shop. Wow. Yeah, make it, guys. This woman, Makila says that running a business and being a mother at the same time is not easy task. She adds that she plans her the day so that she can fulfill all her responsibilities. She emphasizes on patience in businesses, starting that something isn't it works well and other time it fails miserably. Therefore, people must be aware of this. Otherwise, quitting is much simpler than starting. One thing that always helps her is whenever she considers quitting, she always remember why she started at the first place. Wow. She has got this to say: when I became my own boss, one of my goals was to elevate my financial stress and make money. The second was to create employment opportunities, and the third was to make a name for myself. Wow, Makile, I'm with you there. Makila aspires to own more catering businesses in Eastern Cape. She also hopes young people will realize that at a young age that it is important to possess at least one skill if they are unable to find job employment in their field of study. Sure, right. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna keep giving you such stories, and in this YouTube channel, guys, you are to expect more of people delivering this type of stories. You understand what I'm saying? More is coming. But what I want you guys to understand from this episode is that regardless of your geographical circumstances or constraints, there is always a plan. Let me tell you something. I had to learn that we need to train our mind to focus in solutions, especially if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, aspiring business owner. Your mentality or your mindset should always be fixed in how to find a solution for any problem. Let me give you this example. I was listening to a person in prison who said that while he was in prison, all he ever wanted was to play, I don't know what's the name of this instrument, but a certain church, I don't know, it's apostolic, what they use it. So there was no way that he could have gotten them. He fixated upon the idea of perfecting that skill while in prison. He then asked his family to buy something that would have cost less than 50 rand to practice, as if he had this whole thing. So for them to allow him in prison, he had to use this thing. You know that thing that cry when you put it in your mouth? He used it for practice, so he could master. I don't know this thing, man. It's like it's small, but it goes down and then it's big like this. Then even when you watch games, especially in Pretoria, they have it as well. So he said that in order to master that instrument, he needed to practice using that thing. He says that I sat there and I asked myself a question: what could be the solution in this situation? Because I want to master this. Eventually, he mastered what he has always desired to master. And today, before he was even released in prison, he says that he joined a prison band and he will go all over the country, because now he was a master at music, particularly with that instrument. So this therefore tells us that there are a lot of things that we need to consider when it comes to things like that. There are a lot of things that we need to consider when it comes to ourselves. The spirit of finding solution and never giving up should be the residing spirit, and this never undying spirit should be in us. Wherever you are, regardless of the geographical constraints or circumstances, there's always a solution. Regardless whether you are living in Sentin but unemployed, there's always a solution. It's just that you need to calm down yourself and focus on the solutions around you. You're probably going to find many solutions. But many of us, we get depressed and then we ended up not seeing the solution because we want what we want at the time when we want it. But if we were to sit down and pay attention, you find that there's just a small thing next to you. And that is interesting, guys. It's very much interesting to know that there is always a solution next to you. And those are the words I want to leave you with. Guys, what have you learned from this episode? Tell me, what are you going to do about what we have learned in this episode? What else do you want to add? In order for me to know, get into the comment section below. Let the conversation begin right now, right here.